How's it going, Webheads? My name is Ryan Walsh, and this is Webhead Movie News, where I bring you guys all of the latest movie news in today's world. Today, I'm going to be talking about 20th Century Fox has come out and they've said Avatar sequels are happening. They're confirmed to happen as of right now, and they're set to have release dates from 2020 all the way up to 2025. So, if you want to hear more about the Avatar sequels, make sure you stay tuned. Before we get into this video, I want to remind everybody that is new to my channel, make sure you guys subscribe below, turn on notifications, keep up to date with all my latest content. I have plenty more movie news coming out for you guys. Alrighty, Webheads. So basically, Fox came out about, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, I think it was yesterday they came out and they said between 2020 and 2025, we're going to have all 4 of our Avatar sequels come out. This is really, really cool news, personally, because I really want to see the new Avatar movies. I absolutely love the first one, but the real kicker is that it's coming out almost, I think it's more than a decade. It's 11 years after the first movie came out. That's a big gap in between films. And you know what's even more funny that really got me to wrap my head around this whole thing is that Episode 9 of Star Wars is coming out before Avatar 2. Really think about that. When you think of Star Wars Episode 9, Episode 8 seems far away, and that's only the end of this year. Now Episode 9 is coming out in 2019 of December. That seems ridiculously far away, and honestly, I'm like, oh my god, are people even gonna care about this? Personally, all the people that are saying that nobody's really going to care about this or nobody cares anymore, nobody even knows what it is, that's such bullshit right there. Alright, no, there's absolutely no way that no one cares about this. I can tell you 2 things that basically kind of back up the facts that people do still care about Avatar and this whole franchise like myself. I love the first one, and yes, I want a sequel to the for the first one. I want them to keep going with this whole thing. I can tell you 2 things that really support the fact that most people want to see this. The first one being that they're making Avatar Land at Disney World and Disneyland. So yes, that is a huge factor into it, especially because how many people go to those theme parks. They always are like, oh my god, Avatar Land, this is so cool. And from years and years to come now, people are going to be thinking about, oh, Avatar, Avatar Land, let's go to Avatar Land. Stuff like that. People are going to be just drawn to it, especially because Disney is such a huge theme park and such a big name right now that people are going to be attaching Avatar Land and the Avatar movies and connecting it. And once Avatar 2 comes out, the advertising is going to be huge for that, and people are just going to be like, oh, Avatar Land was great, now I want to go see the movie. And that's just what's going to happen with the movie. I really think it's still going to be relevant in 2020. Another thing is, the first movie was so good and such a standout and so unique of its kind. I know a lot of people say it's a lot like Dancing with Wolves and a lot of other movies like Pocahontas. It had a lot of elements that came from those movies. I totally agree with you, but at the same time, when that movie came out, it was its own movie. It was its own thing. I didn't hear any negative buzz about it until it came out on Blu-ray and DVD. That's when I started hearing people be like, oh, it's kind of just it's just kind of like this movie. It's just kind of like this movie. But now they kind of say that as well. But most people are still going to be looking forward to this movie because 1, it was huge. And tell you right now, it was such a huge thing the first time through, and there was nothing before it. All you had to do was attach James Cameron's name to it and just have some awesome special effects that nobody's ever seen before, and they'll probably have something like that in the next movies. So honestly, I don't see this movie at a disadvantage at all. James Cameron knows how to make his movies. Obviously, he knows how to make big box office juggernauts at the movie theater because his first ranking movie, Avatar, is the highest grossing movie of all time. You know what's second? James Cameron's Titanic. So you know what? I hate all the people that are just kind of like, oh, it's not going to make any money. Nobody really cares about it anymore. It doesn't matter. Don't think that's not true because the movies that he has made always make good money, or they usually do. There's probably a couple that don't, but he has made such iconic movies that I really just don't think you can say that nobody cares about his filmmaking anymore. I will go as far to say that say someone like Chris Nolan and say like Martin Scorsese, filmmakers like that, still like people don't like them as much as James Cameron. That people may have different opinions about like all the Avatar movies and say like Titanic or Terminator. I'm pretty sure he did all those kind of movies, but you can't argue the fact that he makes more money usually than all those other directors consistently. He has consistently made a lot of money with his movies. It's ridiculous how much money he's made. Like Avatar made over, I think it was 3 billion. I think it was almost at 4 billion or just in between, like 3.5 million, something like that. But his movies are always relevant no matter what. You just have to stick his damn name on there and people are intrigued already. And honestly, I was never a James Cameron fan until Avatar came out. And now that I'm hearing Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5, people are saying it's too much. But since he is such a big director and his name is so big, and honestly, like what they've shown us with the first movie, how spectacular it was, I'm totally okay with him making like 4 other sequels. I don't care. I want to see where this story goes. I love this story. I love the characters in it. I love the world he created. So honestly, I am super excited for all of these new movies that are coming out. I think they're going to do really, really well at the box office. Personally, I think they're going to do better than most movies. I want to give you guys specific dates from when they're all released so you guys know exactly when to plan your schedule so you get to see the movies when they first come out. So the second Avatar movie is coming out exactly 11 years after the first one at December 18th, 2020. The third movie is coming out December 17th, 2021. The fourth is coming out December 20th, 2024. And the fifth is coming out December 19th of 2025. So, you know, they have a lot of work to do. But the thing is, James Cameron has focused on nothing but those films ever since he made the first one. And you know, he took a long time to make the first Avatar, and now he's already had the technology to make it, and that's really what he was waiting for the first one. He was waiting for the technology to catch up to where he wanted to go with the films. Now the technology already there, he's just making the stories for all these. He's made all the stories, I'm pretty sure he has. Don't quote me on that, but I'm speculating that he's made all the stories, the scripts are ready, he's just ready to go and film and create these movies, which I think is really cool. And if you see, he does 2020 and 2021. So it looks like those two films are going to be shot back to back. And then he's going to have a 2-year gap in between the third Avatar movie and the fourth one. And then he's going to shoot the fourth and fifth back to back, it looks like as well, because they're coming out a year apart for those last two. So it does look like he's spacing it out and he's doing the right, he's getting the right idea and he knows exactly how he wants to accomplish all 4 of these movies. And I think we're all in for a real treat, and I think we're going to be getting a lot of different stuff, especially because this whole cinematic universe thing has blown up over the years, and I think that we're just going to be getting a huge cinematic universe of all these Avatar movies. We're going to get like prequels and stuff like that. I can definitely see that happening, that we're going to get spin-offs and all that kind of stuff with this movie. And you know what else is really intriguing? So episode 9 of Star Wars is the last movie for Star Wars, I'm pretty sure scheduled, that is going to be coming out in December. Now, I don't know what Disney has planned for the next like couple of years after 2019, but I don't think they're going to want to go near 2020 in December of 2020 or 21, 24, 25 because Avatar is there. I understand that Star Wars is super big. I mean, I love Star Wars. Star Wars is probably the biggest thing on this planet. If Star Wars was making as like many Marvel Studios movies, they'd be making way more money. It's just every single time a Star Wars movie comes out, as long as you slap Star Wars on it, it makes $1 billion. That's just what happens because it's such a big thing. But you know, I have a feeling that Avatar is the one property that could beat out Star Wars. I really do. And people are going to be like, oh, you're crazy, you're crazy. The first Avatar movie made over $3 billion. That is a ridiculous amount of money. It made more money than The Force Awakens did in total. And that was a huge, huge movie, especially 30 years after episode 6. So that is a really big, that's just a really big thing that happened for that franchise, and I still just don't think it can beat out Avatar. I think Star Wars is either going to be going to the summer movies or they're going to be probably backing off in like maybe the 1st or 2nd week of May instead of the 3rd or the 4th. For Star Wars, I just don't see them coming out the same date as Avatar because unless the Avatar 2 sequel really does a huge drop-off in box office numbers, I don't think you're going to see both of those movies coming out on the same day or even like a week apart. I see Star Wars coming out like probably the 1st week of December or just moving to the summer or spring season, because I can see them taking over that. I can see Star Wars taking over the summer season more like realistic than I can see them taking back December from Avatar. I just don't see that happening, guys. And you may disagree with me. That's totally fine. I mean, it really can go either way with this. I just have a funny feeling that it's like James Cameron's movies and James Cameron Avatar in particular is just, it's big, it's huge. So it's like, good luck, Star Wars. You know what? I really want to see how that's going to pan out. And I think we're going to have a similar situation that we did last year when Batman vs. Superman and Captain America Civil War were kind of put on the same day. I think we're going to be having a little war like that too, a little game of chicken. So definitely some interesting stuff to come out, and definitely interesting on future movies and what is to bring to the table. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you guys smash that like button. Give me a like if you liked the video. Also, comment below. Tell me what you guys think of all these Avatar sequels coming out. Do you think it's too late for this franchise to survive in today's world? And do you think it can compete with Star Wars in December? Let me know down in the comments. Also, share this to anybody that would be interested in like Avatar news or even just movie news in general. Thank you guys very much for watching. I very much appreciate it. Bye-bye. Alrighty guys, if you like this Avatar movie news, you want to hear more, make sure you guys subscribe over here at Webhead. We also have social media links in the bottom description and tags over here in the bottom right hand corner. Also, 2 videos below me I think you guys would really enjoy. Thank you guys very much for watching. I very much appreciate it. Bye-bye.